If you run an ECOM brand, if you're a direct-to-consumer founder, if you sell something online and it's a physical product, this is how you scale and this is how you make profit in a competitive environment. You simply raise your average order value. By simply raising your average order value, you're extracting more capital on the front end to not only push you through the multiple ad channels, simultaneously you have the efforts to now also downsell the people that just bought from you. So when you extract first order profit, you have a ton of cash flow, and then you still have LTV to take advantage of on the back end, which most founders aren't taking advantage of. I see so many brands who run ads and forcing the customer to choose a product that they've never tried before and expect them to buy more than one single SKU. You want to eliminate the amount of buying decisions a customer has to make in order to complete a purchase, right? So this is where my push for bundles has been apparent. You eliminate the buying behavior, you give people a pre-selected bundle, and then on top of that, you have first order profit, so then you can create a Grand Slam offer and now get somebody who's never heard of your brand, go into a landing page that's optimal, that showcases customer testimonials, customer reviews, UGC, actual use of the product, coupled with a Grand Slam offer of, hey, if you take advantage, you're gonna get this as well in order value for free. When you have that on the front end, that's how you get sales. Instead of trying to force spend or try to scale across multiple channels, pushing one single SKU and hoping for LTV to save you, you're leading and you're allowing your business to be decided upon in the hands of your customers. Instead of being a really good entrepreneur and building river banks across ways to access money. There's a whole new demographic for every single bundle that you push, right? Let's say you sell a collection of SKUs. In one bundle, you have a selection of 3 SKUs and it fits a product vertical of, let's say, the male. You have another collection of SKUs that fits a demographic for females. Just from these 2 bundles alone, you can acquire customers that fill your funnel with just these 2 bundles, because these are 2 different demographics. You can play on these bundle selections. You can literally make 7 to 8 figures a year just pushing those 2 bundles across Meta and Google. But Chris, I understand that bundles are important. I understand unit economics. I understand the baseline, but how do I calculate these numbers? How do I go about calculating my net margin on a single SKU if we're running ads to it? How do I come up with these numbers? So let me dive into Loom, and then from there I have a template and I'll walk you guys through how to calculate your unit economics and how you can come up with pre-selected bundles with the landing page so that you can actually make money with your business. So let's dive into the specifics. Okay, so as I pull up these common metrics to calculate CPA or unit economics. So unit economics can expand onto a ton of facets and a ton of variables. Now we're just focusing on calculating our unit economics for first order profits when we run paid ads. That's all we care about. We don't want to express anything on the inventory side. We just want to focus on what is our KPIs so that when I log into the ads manager, I know when I click on the previous 7 days, if this campaign is not within our target CPA, we're losing money. That's all I want to know. Now, here is how we calculate that. We have our average order value, which is, okay, if you're running ads to a pre-selected bundle, well, then traditionally people are going to buy 2, 3, 4, 5 SKUs depending on the amount of quantity in your pre-selection. And then that is your total like number for AOV. That's just, keep that in mind. If it's just one SKU, that's your retail price, that's your AOV. Depending on cost of goods, you just want to keep in mind there whatever your total AOV was. Keep in mind of the total cost of goods. You want to keep in mind shipping and handling. If the customer has to pay for shipping, then keep this blank. But if you're offering free shipping, well, then you want to take note of how much your average shipping costs are depending on where you're shipping to. And then landed cost per AOV. So landed costs, this is anything apparent. This is just your total cost after cost of goods and shipping and handling. And then here's your calculated gross profit. So this is per your AOV, whatever your number is. So for example, if our retail price is $91 and then we have after total expenses $27, 91 minus 27, this is your calculated gross profit per AOV. This doesn't keep in mind your fees to run ads. This doesn't include, let's say you're paying out an agency, this doesn't include that, or so on and so forth, right? This is just if we're running ads, what is our specific numbers? And then from there, we have our calculated gross margin. So this is a percentage of what is profit. Ideally, most e-com brands at scale operate at 10% gross margin, which is scary. But for us, we want to at least get, at a very minimum, we want to hit at least a 45-50% gross margin, which would be meaning that we would need a 2x in return on ad spend roughly to be at break even, which 50 to 55% depending on the AOV is manageable, especially if the company has room to scale. But I want to hit, like, our ideal target would be anywhere from 60 to 80%, because if we can get our break even CPA as down as possible to where our break even ROAS is even like a 1.4 or 1.3 or 1.2, that is way more feasible than like calculating and hitting a 2x ROAS. And so those are the main metrics to calculate your unit economics on first order profit. But to connect this all together, when crafting a Grand Slam offer and coming up with these ideas and calculating unit economics, if you look at your metrics year over year, you're going to notice there's a pattern of your rising, or your cost to acquire a brand new customer is getting more and more expensive. As ad platforms get more and more sophisticated with machine learning algorithms, well, then what this allows for is it makes the end user who doesn't know how to operate ads to have the ability to access ads to spend money with these platforms, right? Because this is how these platforms scale even further. They're no longer focused on the generic individual, but they're focused on the smaller business owner, because that's a market that's untapped and they have the flexibility to do that. So then what happens is you're having a lot of competition fluctuate the market, and now everything's getting saturated. So then your industry is getting more and more competitive. Now it's getting more and more expensive to reach that same demographic you were targeting before. But most brands are doing the opposite approach. Most brands still believe that offering discounts or offering 60% off or free shipping is going to move the needle, and only pushing one single SKU is going to scale their business, which the companies that have been following those methodologies up to this point are struggling. They're on the bridge of bankruptcy. How do I know? Well, because I've consulted and I've taken dozens of calls with these founders. They're borderline in debt. They're about to file bankruptcy because they lack cash flow from first order profit, because they're following this methodology in the past. Now, what I can tell you, what works from all of what is not working, you just have to do the opposite approach, which is, okay, if I know one single SKU doesn't have enough profit margin for me to collect at least 80% or 70% gross margin, then I need to simply raise our prices. How do I raise our prices without changing the whole entire store or changing the whole entire collection? Well, I collect and I create pre-selected bundles where I'm collecting our best sellers, putting them all together, and then selling that for $150 after total Grand Slam offers and keeping it to a down discounts. So now my gross margins within 65-70%, and I have first order profit, and then I can downsell these customers. Now what happens is when you're operating on these high margins, you have the traditional methods of acquiring customers were like a 1-to-1 ratio, which is not sufficient anymore. As I covered before here, what was the issues now? I mean, the economy, very difficult to scale, and the brands that scaling right now have first order profit. But capital efficiency is reached upon turning a new customer ratio from, instead of going from 1-to-1, where one customer buys one SKU, which most brands are doing, or instead of us going from like a 1 to like a 0.5, where customers or brands are losing money to acquire a customer, we want to go from 1 to 3 or 1 to 5, where a customer is buying 3 SKUs or 5 SKUs first order profit on the first order, as I should say, on the first order. But when it comes to crafting Grand Slam offers, how do we do that? Well, the value equation, and kudos to Hermosi. This is from his book, was it $100 Million Offers? He had this equation. It was super simple, but this goes, and this is across anything you sell online. The individual has a dream outcome plus the chance of them achieving this outcome divided by the time delay and the effort sacrifice necessary to reach that end result, right? For example, if somebody's in the weight loss space and they're trying to lose weight, well, their dream outcome is they want to be skinny. The chance of them achieving that outcome is significantly lower if they've been fat for, let's say, longer than 2 years, 3 years. It's harder to break those habits. And then you divide that by the time it takes for them to find success plus effort and sacrifice. When you create a product that eliminates one of these variables, whether it's get somebody to their dream outcome faster, whether it's increase the perceived likelihood of them achieving that result, or lowering the time it takes to reach that result, or lowering or minimizing the amount of effort / sacrifice to get said result. Even if you just have a product and an offer that plays on these kind of variables, you're going to get somebody to buy off of impulse. And then when you have a collection of products, because what I said before, the reason with the bundle, why it's so easy to push is because if you're just pushing one single SKU, and let's say you're a supplement company, well, I can guarantee it for the most part, that individual or that brand new customer that is using your product, they probably won't see results within 30 days. They might need 45 days or 60 days to see success. And then if you were to couple those supplements with additional SKUs or other supplements, for example, let's say you sell a nootropic or brain fog product, and then you couple that same product with another stimulant and a different SKU that helps with the whole stimulant, and you sell the stimulants or these supplements as a bundle, that customer is going to feel the initial results right off the bat. So then as a dopamine hit, when they buy your product and they see results within the first couple of days of using your product, they get a dopamine spike, and now they're kind of addicted on, okay, yeah, I need this, let me buy more of these in bulk so I can save on money. So those are kind of the mechanisms to keep in mind, and crafting a Grand Slam offer becomes easy when you understand what are your best sellers, can you put them together, and then ultimately, what are the mechanisms can yourself utilize to generate an offer that's a no-brainer? There's so many ways to come up with offers, and my recommendation to you is if you don't have an idea right off the bat of listening to me, I can give you prototypes or concepts all day, but I would really suggest you study the greats of direct response. Like, look at the OGs of direct response. Look at like some of the email marketers, like Ben Settle. Look at their offers. Look at Hormozy, how he offer stacked his recent webinar. Just study these guys that craft offers together and see what you can do inside your inventory. There's so many ways of like coming up with a product that's a decoy. You push that for free, and then that raises your perceived value. Like, you just have to study psychology, understand ways you can. And Constantly Splits has ways you can come up with a no-brainer Grand Slam offer in the direct-to-consumer space. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Chris Hernandez. I'm the founder of ScaleVelocity.io. I operate a consulting firm. I have a decent portfolio under management. I would say we're roughly operating around north of $1 million a month plus in ad spend. And we're helping D2C founders build a house so that they're set up for success with capital efficiency. And if they ever wanted to exit their company, they could. So if you want to learn more about that process or what the protocol looks like, check out my website down below, skyrocket.io. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.